talking about how there's a lot of manga that I've read, and I've mentioned Return of Magic should be special. We're not going to talk about that today, but thank you if you remember that I actually said that because that'll be probably I'll make a video about that at some point. This one's specifically about Usogui, or yeah, I think it's pronounced Usogui. Essentially, it's a it's completed. So if you ever get a chance to pick this up, it is a read and a half. I'm actually surprised it doesn't have like any more to it, like an anime or anything, because of how insane the concept is. But it's essentially about gamblers. The main character, his name is Baku. But he calls himself the Lie Eater, and this entire manga is about him, the deuteragonist, and eventually Marco, which is my favorite character, as they go through and try to take over this organization of gamblers. I'll give a loose summary of the plot. I won't go too much into it. Essentially, there's this organization, and the organization sets up gambles. Whenever there's a gamble, this organization will set it up and make it official in a sense. Basically, when they're involved with a gamble, the gamble is going to be paid out. So, for example, if you say, "Yeah, I gamble, I'll bet my car," they make sure if you lose, your car is the other person's. That is gone, no longer your car, and there's nothing you could do about it. And they've been doing this for centuries. Now, Baku is revealed very early on that he, at one point, was challenging the head, and he lost. But now he's going for the run back, and the entire manga is his journey trying to get back up to the top so he can take over the organization. And it's really, really good. Every gamble is played with very basic games, but with like a twist on them. The one example that I like to use is there's this one that's a mixture of Hangman and Old Maid. They like mix both games together. So you play one game to play the other in a sense. There's a lot of things like that too, where it will be like a fusion of multiple games, or they'll take a game and like they go in details of the rules. I think that's the one thing I do like about this. Every game in here can be replicated because of how detailed they are. But it's a really good story if you have the time and you just want to like read something where it's just simple. It's like a guy gambling. He's just he's insanely. I don't know, man. It makes you feel like you're dumb, and I don't know if that's a good or bad thing because when I was reading it, I felt stupid because there's a lot of the time where I was like, "How is he doing this? What is he supposed to be doing?" And there's always something I've missed. Every single gamble, there was something I missed, and it was always hinted at. That's what I like about it. When you go back and you reread through an arc, you see all the hints that led up to the point, the penultimate moment. And I do like this as well because there's a lot of gambles without the main characters, so you get to see other people setting up things to get to a certain point. It's really good. I don't know. There's a lot of leaving out because I really don't want to spoil anything. But essentially, there is this organization that controls gambles, and the main character is making it through the organization with the goal of eventually taking over. And it's so good. There's so many twists and turns. I think I will say my favorite arc is probably the terrorist tunnel arc. That's the arc that has the old maid and hangman. That game is played so well, and that arc is put up so well that I just love it. But every arc is good. There's only one arc that I think was kind of, but because it had to exist to lead into a better arc. Like sometimes you need an arc that's like a little bit of a lower one, so it can go back and you can feel the rush again. But honestly, I think it's a good read if you have the spare time. You should definitely read Usoguri. That was kind of all I had for this one. This one's going to be a lot shorter. I just wanted to make it about this specific manga. If you take anything from what I say, I know you're watching Jonathan. You take anything from what I say, read Usoguri. All right. Um, I will leave the name, probably the name of the title of the video, so you don't have to worry about the spelling. But please read it. It's so good. It's honestly probably the best manga I've read from start to finish. I don't count One Piece because it's not done. I love One Piece, but we're still going. Shout out Elbaf. But yes, read Usoguri, please. All right, that's the end of this video. Thank you.